Wife caught my mom with her brother. Everyone blamed my mom. This happened last weekend on the anniversary of my male 28, wife's 29 female parents. It was a huge party, everyone was invited. Quick background: my wife's family consists of her parents, brother who's exactly my age, 28 male, and married, and a little sister who is in university. Quite well to do family. And my family consists of only me and my mother, 48 female. Mom got divorced from my abusive dad when I was 7, never remarried. In the party, my wife quietly told me that she is 100% sure that my mom is having physical relationships with her brother. Told me they both just disappeared from the party. I was like shocked, honestly. She immediately said she had been eyeing and observing my mom for a while. Didn't tell me earlier because she was making sure. Before I said anything, she ran upstairs. Party was downstairs in the hall and forced open her brother's bedroom and started shouting loud. I followed her along with few other people from the party. It was embarrassing as if. I melted in shame. My mom was there with Ben, wife's brother, half naked and pretty drunk. They were making out when wife caught them. Ben immediately ran towards the bathroom to wear his trousers, but my mom wasn't able to fix her clothes, immediately covered her with my blazer. Wife didn't like that. Within seconds, situation escalated, and wife's parents started insulting my mom, calling her names, blaming her for lowering their son and having dirty relationships with him. Ben literally locked himself in the bathroom the entire time. No one blamed him. Everyone just blamed my mom. Wife's mom literally shamed my mom, saying women like her, middle-aged divorced, are the worst. I somehow handled the situation and took mom to her apartment, adjacent to my apartment. She lives alone. From next day onwards now, wife is constantly asking me to kick my mom out of the apartment because it's adjacent owned by me, because she doesn't want to see my mom at all now. I denied that because I really don't understand why everyone is blaming just my mom. Am I the a-hole? Update. I talked to my wife about what's happening. She told me Ben is literally in heat with his parents because they aren't supporting his relationship. He wants to leave his house and move in my mom's apartment. I am yet talked to my mom, but Ben's saying my mom always supporting him. It's all going messed up now. I don't think OP is in the wrong at all for supporting his mom. I mean, Ben is not some teenage boy that this woman was taken advantage of, or he wasn't someone who was too drunk to consent. He's a grown 28-year-old man. So I don't understand why they're shaming her. I mean, it just all comes down to misogyny every single time a man and woman are in some sort of sexual activity, what do you call it, related relationship. The woman always gets all the blame and the shame. But I don't think OP is in the wrong for supporting his mother. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister-in-law she needs to keep her mouth shut around my child or stay away from us? I, 27 female, have a 7-month-old son with my husband. This might be a little early to be bothered by this, but my sister-in-law, husband's older sister, is determined to bring up around my child that they have a grandmother and uncle they are unlikely to ever meet. Background: my mom had a son who was 21 years older than me. I saw him a few times when I was young and we were around mom's extended family. She would try to introduce us and get us to interact, and the interactions I remember were, "Get out of my face," it being me, or when mom wasn't there and I did try to talk to him because I was encouraged to by others, he completely ignored and walked away. A few times he even looked directly at me, so I knew he heard me before he walked away. Family members always said he had a rough life with mom and that he was still upset she had cheated on his dad, and both were train wreckers, etc. I never knew my dad. All I know is my mom's son and I have different dads. Last time I saw him, I was 12. The last time I saw my mom is when I was 18. I didn't want to be responsible for taking care of her. She was a heavy drinker and not a very good mother. It saddened me because none of the extended family were too great about it, so I was truly alone. I was lucky that my husband's family were all nice and accepting. But after I became pregnant, sister-in-law started asking questions about how I would introduce my son to my mom and her son. I told her I wouldn't, and he would be told more when he's old enough to understand. She was like, "Oh, you have to at least try to introduce them." And I asked how I was supposed to put them in his life. Someone who has very clearly shown, even into his 30s, that he wanted nothing to do with me, and a woman who drinks so heavily her teenage child had to take care of her. My husband told her that she needs to stop, and they fought about it on a couple of occasions. On Saturday, we were at his parents' house for lunch with family members nobody had seen in years, and sister-in-law came up to me while I was holding my son and telling him, El baby, that he has an uncle and grandma on my side that he needs to meet. She was directing it at my baby son. I was glad he was a baby, but it showed me how far she's willing to go with this. And what if he was older and able to understand? I told her to stop and walked away, but she tried to say more, so I told her she needs to keep her mouth shut about that around my child or stay away from us because I will not let her interfere with something that is none of her concern. She told me she has every right to speak to her nephew. She got so loud it altered others in the other room, and my husband told her she was wrong as well. But she claimed I could have been more polite and not made a scene in front of the rest of the family. Am I the a-hole? First of all, OP is not the a-hole, but I'm so confused and kind of wondering, like, what the hell is, why is she so obsessed with this? Like, this is not her family. This has nothing to do with her. Why is she so concerned? I feel like she doesn't like OP, and in a way, she's trying to trigger OP by reminding her of her nasty family. Like, that's the only reason why she would do this. Like, she's being passive aggressive and trying to trigger OP and get a reaction out of OP. Because what other reason would you have to be obsessed about a situation that has nothing to do with you?